Guys, I have Pastor Benga and Pastor Olumide. So we want to test something. We want to just have some conversation, honest conversation or real issues, conversation about real issues. So, Pastor Benga, say something. Let's see.
Okay, I believe that by the time we're done with this, we'll be able to have helped a number of people where this is concerned. I really strongly believe that.
Okay, let's hear from Pastor Olumide.
All right. I believe strongly that this conversation will be an help now for someone, and will be a great blessing, to everyone.
Okay, I think we should just go into the conversation then. Okay, so we're having this conversation before now. We're talking about our personal experiences when it comes to finances and the home. And we all came to a conclusion that when there is money, Pastor, let me hear from Pastor Big, that's all words.
Okay, I believe that money makes marriage sweeter.
Okay.
Money makes the home a better place, really. There are levels to which we can handle pressures, and they vary, but oftentimes I believe the men have a way of handling those pressures, and our wives may not be able to, because I think that somehow it hits them more than it hits us. And I know that a number of families and homes have had issues before now where these things are concerned. So we would just like to share our own little experiences as we have experienced in life within this short time we've been married, and hope that.
Let me cut you. How long have you been married?
I've been married 11 years now.
Wow, this is a daddy in the business. Let's hear from Pastor Olumide.
Okay, I've been married for 9 years now.
Pastor Olumide has been married longer.
Yeah,
Wow.
9 years. And the truth is, we can never overemphasize the place of money in marriage. Like my mother-in-law, we always say that underneath every challenge or misunderstanding in a family is money issue, money matter.
Underneath every one of them.
Yes, every one of them, whether spoken or unspoken. If you dig deep, you'll find out that there is a money issue.
Wow, so true.
So it's something to really pay attention to. It's something to take for serious and arrange and organize well. All
Okay,
right,
so we've heard from them. I'll just do some questions now. I also been married for 5 years, and I've seen the place of where money is. I remember my early days. So maybe we'll all talk about early days. I remember my early days. After the marriage, I think 1 year, 2 years into it, finances wasn't flowing the way I expected it was going to flow. But amazingly, I knew that, oh boy, I don't want to just share some details before my wife called me and said, who sent you a message to share this thing? You didn't take permission. So, but I'll tell you, it wasn't funny at all. It wasn't funny at all. But let me hear from Pastor Benga, the early days of marriage, finances, and the role he played.
Okay, early days of marriage. Yeah, when we got married, I was working with an oil and gas firm. So yeah, we had money. Yeah, we had money then, and things were sweet. Things were good until sometime into our marriage that I believe I had God leading me in a certain direction, and I had to drop that job, and it looked like everything just went the other direction.
Wow. Wait, let me ask a question. If you were to look back, the decision you made and the fact that you had to leave the job and it affected your finances, if you were to make the decision again now, would you do it the way you did it, or would there be a better way you would have done it?
I would have done it better.
Okay.
I believe that that decision, yes, I believe God spoke to me about that decision, and I took that decision based on the conviction I had in my heart. But I believe I didn't plan well for
Beautiful.
that phase. I made the hasty decision, which is not God's fault but mine.
Beautiful.
God, He took away my sins, not my brains.
I love that.
So he expected me to use my brains, but I didn't use it then.
Wow. So that means that if somebody find himself in that situation and want to make such, you tell the person, even though you believe it's God, plan well.
Yes, I will always. In fact, my question mostly is to other people who have found themselves in those situations and have spoken with me is, what is the plan? What is your financial plan? It's important because really, even if without finances, you can't even do what God is telling you to do.
So true.
So you will be frustrated. You will hate yourself. Everybody around you will hate you, and you tend to come to hate God.
True.
Because you think he led you astray. So he gives instruction, but he also gives details.
Beautiful.
Oftentimes we hear the instructions, but we don't wait for the details. We don't wait for the how. We just hear the go. We don't wait for how far, when, and what's the plan. We don't go back to him for all that. And I think that was the mistake I made then. I didn't seek all those clarification. I just felt God is leading me in this direction, and I moved in that direction, and I found myself making a mistake despite the fact that I was in God's will.
Okay, so let's hear from Pastor Olumide.
Okay. All right. For me, unlike Pastor Gbenga, I didn't start big.
Okay.
All right.
Are you one of those people that they say they started in one bedroom, face me, I slap you or something?
Okay, I don't think it was that bad.
Okay.
Just averagely okay. And then I think one of the things that really helped me then was I and my wife really had a long talk during the early days, about this issue of finance, and I didn't build a lot of castles in the hair. All right, so we started humble, and then we knew what we were into, and but one thing I knew I was very good at was giving a picture of a better tomorrow, giving a picture of even though we start small, we are going places. I found out that after 1 or 2, 3 years, the picture began to fade. All right. Questions began to come out. And the question now was, how long will it be?
Exactly.
When will this come to pass? And all that. But we kept at it.
Okay, sorry to cut you in. If you were to look back,
all right,
the way you went, would there be something you would have done differently now that you know better?
Okay, yes. I think what I would have done then was I would have probably given it a second thought, especially when it comes to getting a very good job, because I remember then that I had opportunities that I said no to because I was so convinced about ministry, so convinced about just giving it all to God.
So let me say this, sorry to cut you. For all those people that want to get married and want to go into ministry, you can learn from it. Don't let the passion for ministry overcloud the fact that you can't do something else to get a job.
Never downplay the role of finance. It's so important. So important.
Take it from people that have seen heaven and earth in their marriage. Pastor Ngba, is it not true?
Yes, I have seen heaven.
We don't want to go into some details, but just take it from us.
Yes.
Yeah, so very important. It's something you have to plan for. God is not against money. God is not against you being comfortable. God is not against you planning. Even I'm one for prophecy, big on prophecy. But prophecy in itself doesn't just happen automatically.
Preach.
All right. It's something you have a part to play, a major part to play, because God will not play that part for you.
True.
All right. God's word will come to you, and He expects you right now to sit down with it and then plan around it. Why? Because there's something that prophecy need to rest on. All right, it has to rest on something. 10 multiplied by 0 will still give you 0. 1,000 multiplied by 0 is still going to give you 0. 1 billion multiplied by 0 will still give you 0. All right, so your part is to ensure that you plan yourself well, and then prophecy will be able to rest on the plan.
Okay, let me cut Pastor Gbenga and Pastor Olumide and get Pastor Gbenga. Now, we want to talk practical things that we've done or we are doing that has helped us to change the way things have been. We're not there yet, that we're not the billionaires and millionaires we want to be yet, but we can say we're on the journey and we're getting there. So let Pastor Gbenga share with us some practical things he's doing that he wish he had done earlier, or anybody can begin to do and see his finances move for the better.
Okay, great. So I'm a believer. I believe in prophecies. And a number of prophecies have come. In fact, over my life, recently I was looking at my notes about prophecies that have been given to me directly, and the things that God has spoken to me about. And I realized that those things they're just hanging.
I'm telling you.
And nothing has happened. Despite the fact that some of them are over 11 years now, and nothing has happened. So it reminds me of a statement of a pastor friend that says, prophecies are not bed for you to lie on.
Rich.
They are weapons for you to make battle with.
Awesome.
They are not bed for you to lie on. So a number of times what we do is that when the prophecy comes, we go and sleep and expect the prophecy to do everything for us. It doesn't happen that way.
Okay.
So prophecies come. When prophecies come, what prophecies are is what God sees about you, what is in God's mind about you, for you, where a situation is concerned. Now, what is in God's mind for you and about you, where a situation is concerned, needs your cooperation.
True.
In fact, why those prophecies come to you is for you to know what you are supposed to be, where you are supposed to be, so that you can head in that direction.
True.
Oftentimes, we hear where we are supposed to be, what we are supposed to be, and we sit down and expect that location to come meet us
Automatically.
Okay, so just give us some practical things now.
So, for example, let me share with you one of the prophecies that that God has given me long ago. One of it is this. Of course, sometimes we run away from sharing it, but I just want to be very open with everybody. So I'll give you two that are similar. So there was a time I was praying and God had told me that your business is helping others start their businesses.
Wow.
So my question from that word was, how do I make money from helping people start? These people that are starting don't even have the money.
They don't have the money, true.
So how do I make money from helping people start? And that alone made me to push that word aside.
True.
I never gave it a thought until recently that I started thinking about it. And I said earlier that when prophecy comes, you need to play a part. So I'm now playing my part in this word, and it is somehow I begin to see how you can actually make money from helping people start. And I'm so excited about it now, and I'm moving strongly in that direction. One other prophecy that was given directly to me in church. In fact, pastor called me out. It was ministry. It was preaching, and he called me. I said, "Benga, come." And I went up there, and he said, "Benga, I see what I see is this: you are a national carrier. You move nations." I mean, this prophecy is like has been given like 13 years ago.
Wow.
And I actually see that the situations and circumstances are the ones moving me. I'm not even moving anything. Now, as I speak with you, I'm not moving anything. But I had a part to play, but I didn't play that part. So, what I decided to do is this: to go back. I went back to all those prophecies, and I started looking at them one after the other, and I started prayerfully thinking about them. Prayerfully thinking about them. So, in the process of prayerfully thinking about these things, I started getting instructions, directions as to where to go, how to go about some of these things, and it's been amazing. Get ready, world. I'm about to blow.
Hey!
I'm about to blow.
And let me say, the anger around people that are about to blow, they want to show anger around. I'm telling you, so you can know why I'm doing this video.
I'm serious. I'm about to blow. So that's on one side. Then on the other part, because we started talking about finances. So I share with you a few things that happened to me in the past. So trusting God to help us with finances and all that, after that decision I made and all that, God is always faithful.
Yeah.
He always brings the finances, but you now decide how whatever happens to it, maybe it's going to stay or it's going to go. So this time around, I had God supernaturally in a business that I don't even know. I didn't study in school. I got a contract in that line, and from that deal I made a 1.7 million naira. And foolish me,